Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are at the River Access in Bensalem, which is right near State Road and Station Ave, and we're just going to look around. I haven't been here in quite some time in my videos. I did try to make a video here sometime in the last month or two, but it was just so windy that I couldn't even do anything with the footage. So today, it's a little bit more calm. There's a breeze going on, but it's not windy, so I thought we'd come down, see what's going on down here. It's been a while, so, let's get in there and check it out. All right, so this whole fence thing here, they put this in sometime in the last couple of years or so. It wasn't always here. It's never shut, so I don't know why it's even here, but hey, whatever. We're gonna keep going in. Now you're gonna be seeing some fishers on the left side because a lot of people like fishing here. It's very private, very secluded. And there's a guy coming up on the left, and I will shut the camera off so he isn't on the video, and I'll be right back. This here is also new in the last few years. It's just a little hall, like a rental hall, so you can have weddings and stuff and have the river, which is behind me. You can have that as a view. The river is pretty high tide right now, actually. Usually you can see the rocks down there, but not today. Now my favorite place of all down that way, Neshaminy State Park. But we're not going there today. I don't think so. Anyway, let's go into the woods. That's Penryn Mansion. And then the old hall that they used to do rentals. I think they still do. So it's just now you have more options. Alright, about to enter the wooded area. As I said, it's been quite a while since I did a video here, and some things have changed. I'm trying to think. I mean, some parts of the wall are down that weren't before. The wall that is like the barrier between the river and here. And apparently this tree that's down, nature has taken it back. It's got all these weeds and everything growing on it. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool how nature works. I also know that the teepee that was back here is long gone. It was like a teepee made out of branches. Was there for quite a while. At least 5 or 6 years at least. But somebody took it down. I still know exactly where it was. And I actually saw a fellow YouTuber who I've not yet met in person. Someday. He had come down here and he was walking around with his dog, and that's how I found out that the teepee was gone. You can see the hole in the wall there. Just repeated beatings of the waves made that give, but the top still stayed. And this will fill up with water when the tide gets really high. Now this area up here, there might be somebody fishing. I don't know, I can't see yet, but this is a popular spot up here on the left to go fishing because it's just like a little beach. There's no wall or anything. And so far I don't see anybody, which is cool because then we can go on the beach. And this has eroded quite a bit. The path I'm on right now used to go straight across to there. And it's been moving its way backwards, but the trail still goes around the other side, so at least there's still a way to pass without having to climb up all those roots right there. But let's get down here. There's a couple stairs just sitting there. Must have come in with the tides. You can see the wall is leaning there, but that's been leaning for quite a few years, so I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I could be wrong. A little boat out there. Well, not a little boat. Pretty decent size. And with all the boat traffic, of course, the water is murky. And all the nature debris there, the sticks and stuff like that. Having a problem talking today for some reason. Could be just lack of sleep. Could be allergies. It's been a long, long week at work. There's a lot more vegetation growing out there than there usually has been when I've been here. There's even some right here at my feet. a cool little area, just come and chill. When nobody's here, like fishing and stuff, it's pretty quiet. Got another boat, little boat speeding by. And there's Jersey on the other side. That is so weird. Even though that boat is that far away, I don't know if you guys picked it up on the audio, but I could hear their phone. Like I heard the notification that doot 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 doot. Alright, I'm gonna get up on the trail here because there's a little trail that goes off to the right. Oh, if we already, no, we didn't pass it. And it goes to an area where it's just a bunch of sand. And I've been there before if you've watched my videos of here. Matter of fact, this is actually kind of historic being here for my channel. Because not only were these woods what inspired me to start doing videos and inspired me to make a YouTube channel, but the first two videos of my channel were here. The first one was just a little tester video. It was only like 5 minutes long or something like that. And then I did a full-length video with a really bad camera. It was a digital video camera I got quite a long time ago, but it was all I had because the phone I was using at the time had cracks across the lens, so it wouldn't have worked. But yeah, so this is what started. This is Tom's World. I have to keep looking behind me. I swear somebody was walking there, but nobody's there. Wow, did the path get overgrown, or am I just being too impatient to wait for it? Oh, here it is. Not as wide as it once was, but still obviously traveled. A lot of times you'll come back here and, well, it used to be anyway, that you would come back here and in the open part that was just all sand over here to the right, you'd find like remnants of a fire that somebody had. Right now my phone and my gimbal are taking all the spider webs for me. Yeah, this tree hasn't always been here. And it hasn't always been this grown up. Like this is all that's left of the wide open sandy area. This used to go all the way around. I mean, some of these trees were here, but they were smaller, obviously, but it just amazes me how quick stuff grows sometimes. I don't think this little tree was here. It's probably only about 6 foot high. Huh. And then, you know, when you're here, you can keep going around. It's just a little trail that goes down there. It leads you around back to the main trail that I came in on here. And there's not really much to see back there. Looks pretty much the same all the way around. Tight quarters here, though. Of course, I sprayed myself down with Deep Woods Off, head to toe. Would suck to get some kind of tick or something like that when I'm not working. I mean, it would suck to get it when I'm working too, but and since I first started coming here, this whole area has changed over the years. Sometimes little by little, sometimes drastically. Mostly it's just gotten more overgrown. Woo! I don't know if that's going to come through. You can kind of see the spider web. Alright, so I gotta look for a stick. And try not to disturb his web too much. That one won't work. This one might. All right. Make sure there's no webs underneath. And there is not. So I will just go under your web and leave you alone. And make a mental note of that for on the way back. Lots of spider webs here. I don't think a lot of people come through this far anymore. I don't know if I could zoom in on this spider here. If I could find him in the camera. There he is. If I can manage to hold it still, it might focus in on him. Maybe not. Zoom back out. And again, make sure there's no webs underneath. All right. Sorry, guy. I'm trying my best to not disturb your web too much. He's flipping out a little. All right. We're clear of that one. Thank God the direction of the sun is the way it is, so it's reflecting off of the spider webs. I put my water canteen on my belt buckle. One less thing to be carrying here now that I got the walking stick. All right. Yeah, this is way more overgrown than I've ever seen it. I see a spider web, but you can't tell the distance. Got it. See the ones that are just a strand going across without a web, I don't mind taking them out. That was just a way for them to get from point A to point B, I guess. Another area here that people like to fish. And another monster web right here. You probably see the little black dot of the spider. He's a big one. They're weird looking too. Hey. It was like an inchworm hanging from its own little web. It was right in my face. And you can see how small a lot of these trees are in here. They're tall, but they're thin, and a lot of these have grown up probably in the last 2 or 3 years. And for a long time there was no new trees, really. I mean, some here and there, but not many. And the path that goes down to the teepee is, again, not as wide as it used to be. We'll come back to that. I always, oh man. Sorry, guy, I gotta ruin your home. There we go. He was just like right in the main path in the middle, about chest height. Anyway, I usually like to come over here and see if there's a clear way to get onto the little beach over here. And it doesn't look like it. But you can see it from here. It's like right there. It's usually a little bit bigger than that, but again, the tide is in more than normal. You can see a little down piece of wall right there, right about there. And usually that whole thing is exposed. I know because I landed on it long ago when I fell. Actually, I think it was more over the piece that's over that way, because I was trying to get up on that wall right there and I fell flat on my back. It was when I first got the gimbal here, and I made sure to keep my arm extended so that the gimbal did not come to harm. And you know, as a miracle, when I woke up the next day, my back didn't hurt. Thankful for that. In my last video, I was over at Bensalem River State Park, and I was looking for the ruins of the old water treatment facility. And I was trying my hardest to not give away locations and stuff within the park. But I never found them. But I know why now. I was in the complete, total wrong spot. And I now know where they are, basically. Had to take out another spider's home there. Just wasn't going to be able to get around them. Yeah, so the fellow YouTuber that came here with his dog, that would be the Philly Captain. I've mentioned him here and there a couple times. We've talked here and there when he's done his live feeds, which he does do quite often. Have to take out another spider home. It's all right though. I placed his web in the bush, so he still has it. He's just gonna have to restructure it. But someday, Mr. Philly Captain, someday we'll hang out. Maybe do a collaboration video. Maybe. Collaboration, however the hell you want to say that. Alright, the teepee should be around here, or should have been around here. I think it's coming up here on the left. I'll know based on the area, like certain things that are there. Yeah, woo! Almost walked face first into that one. Was too concentrated on looking beyond. See these little crate things here. Had to take down another spider house. Still blowing in the breeze back there. They'll fix it, no worries. Anyway, these little crates here, they were around the teepee. So the teepee was probably like right about here where you see what's left of a fire. And it stood there for quite a long time. And these right here are probably the broken branches of it. Probably been breaking them up to use to have their little fire here, whoever's doing that. Yeah, it sucks. It was a cool little thing to come across, but now it's gone. Maybe someday somebody will rebuild it. Maybe something to do for that collaboration video, Mr. Philly Captain. At one point, when I was talking to the Philly Captain on his live stream, he was telling people to go over and check out my channel, and he says, you know, Tom's World, that's kind of like the PG version of mine, and because you know, I mean, he's very open with his colorful language, which is fine, because as I had mentioned before in the live videos that I do for BB3 TV, quite often it's usually me and my friend Dom who started the channel, and or the network I should say, not the channel, and we're sitting around having a few beers and the F-bombs fly all over the place, all kinds of colorful language. But on here I am specifically purposely very PG. It's just something I decided early on with the channel, and I just have to keep being true to what I wanted. You know, I just keep everything the way I originally wanted it. It's a shame, though, that everything that I saw for that garden over in Neshaminy State Park, when I first started with the idea of restoring it, it's a shame that a lot of the things that were in my head did not come to pass because rules, regulations, things like that. I wanted to make that an exact duplicate of what it was in its heyday back when Robert Logan owned it. However, because it's a state park, you can't have anything in there that's not native or that is invasive, which a lot of the plants that Robert Logan had in there were not native, and some of them were invasive. So it was kind of tough, and we weren't allowed to put in new structures, so we couldn't bring back all the statues that used to be there or replicas of them or close enough to them, which would have been great, because that was all part of what made it like a fantasy kind of place, like a storybook place, were the statues. But what can you do? You know, we're only allowed to do what the state says we can do. Let's walk out here, take a look. Waving the stick in front of me. There's a little bit of a shadowy area there, so I couldn't see. Now, if this tree wasn't here, we'd be able to stay. You'd be able to see the Center City skyline, just like you can from Neshaminy State Park. But that's like the river, like it's not straight, obviously. So over at Neshaminy State Park, it sticks out onto the river a little more. One day I'll visit new places along the Delaware, you know, places on the Jersey side or places further north, or, you know, who knows. Someday, when I have a more reliable car and when I have more time where I can take vacations and stuff like that, which are coming up soon, that I'll be able to do, because as of this month, I believe that I am finally off of probation at the job over at Neshaminy, and then I'll be able to start accumulating vacation time and stuff, and I'll be able to go on vacations. So I can't wait for that. Yeah, I remembered that was there. See if we can get a better look at him from this side. He's just very strange looking. It's not really focusing. Oh well. Anyway, I tried. Alright, duck under that one. Yeah, for a long time I used to come here in the early mornings before they even opened the gate, and I would park out on I believe that's called Herringbone Road, like Station Ave. Once you go across State Road, it becomes Herringbone Road or Lane or something like that. But I would park out there and I would walk in here, my cup of coffee, and I would just take all kinds of pictures, like artistic pictures, close-ups of like mushrooms and weird configurations of leaves and whatnot, and I would post them to my Facebook. And one morning while I was here, I was on that beach that I couldn't get onto back there, and it was just quiet, and in the distance I could hear church bells. So it must have been, what, about 6 a.m. They do a 6 a.m. mass or something like that. I don't know. I'm very out of touch with my Catholicism roots. It's been quite some time. But it just, I don't know. Like the moment moved me somehow. And I just stood there as still as I could and just took a video of the river just like that. And you could hear in the background, you would hear the light sounds of the waves here. And it was, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm making a bigger deal about it than need be. But to me at the time, you know, it was just an experience. And I wanted to capture it on video. And it was that video that started the thought process in my head. Like, you watch YouTube, and you know that there's people on YouTube that do exploring, why not make one? I struggled with the idea back and forth for a while, realizing what kind of commitment that would take if I wanted the channel to grow quickly. And I decided to hell with it, and I started it, obviously, because you're watching it right now. Back in February of 2020, and there's been no looking back since. I mean, there's times, as you all know, where I will, I don't know what stirred these waves up. I guess it was that speeding boat that went by. Let me step back. Whoop. And right into a tree I went. Yeah, so back in February of 2020, I started it, and like I said, there are times where I've gone a month, maybe more, where I didn't post a video. And that was simply because I was living life. You know, I was in a new relationship. I was spending time with Stephanie, and I was helping her move out of her place in Maryland so that she could come back up this way to live. And we went on tons of adventures even after we were done with her apartment. Went all around Hershey, the Poconos, just everywhere. That, you know, it was great. I loved it, and I look forward to many more adventures with her. She is my goddess. Anyway, yeah. See, you can kind of see, and I'll see if I can zoom in here. You can kind of see the top of the Center City skyline, and there it is. Okay, so my gimbal's moving on its own, but there you go. You can see the very top of the highest buildings there in Center City. Now from Neshaminy State Park, you could see a lot more of it, and as I said, it sticks out more, or the river kind of shifts, and you probably, well, not from here because these trees are in the way. I was going to say you could probably see that, but you can definitely see it from where the old river access is. Now they still consider this to be a river access, even though the ramp has fallen into some serious disarray. And I'll see if I can show that, as long as nobody's hanging out there. We'll check it out. And for a second there, my video stopped on its own and it went back to the home screen on my phone. I got a little upset because I thought I lost that footage, and that whole thing, if I have not edited it by the time I put it into this video, was just one take, and it was like 20-some minutes long. And if I would have lost that whole thing, that would have meant I'd had to go back into the woods and redo everything. Either that, or what more than likely would have happened is I would have just said to hell with it. But you can see the water's creeping in a little now, so the tide is still coming in. And this is kind of new. It's just a bunch of cement. And we got these two stairs here. And there's some kind of black bee that was buzzing right by the camera. I don't know if that was in the camera. I guess he was just curious. So we'll head back towards the parking lot and see if we can get some footage. Sorry, I'm stopping. I'm trying to get my water off of my belt loop. Got it. All right. And we'll see if we can get some footage of the ramp that used to be for access, so you could put your boat or whatever into the river. And look at this tree though. That guy is huge. He's been there a long time. There's another tree over here that always sticks out to me. It's curved. Let's see if I can find it. It might be gone. It was like in a total loop. Just about, anyway. So it was after this. Maybe it was after the big tree and I just missed it. Take a quick peek. Yep. That one. This is the very first time ever that it didn't stand out to me. Oh well, anyway. Make our way back and we'll check out the ramp and then we'll get out of here. And then maybe I'll make another video. I'll check in over at the garden. Maybe. It is kind of humid out. Yeah, and that guy's still fishing over here. It's a beautiful place, the Penryn Mansion. It's got a lot of history. That's an old mansion, and for a long time, up until sometime in the 90s, I think, for a long time, it sat there unowned and in some serious disarray. But somebody had bought it, and the name of the guy escapes me right now, but he fixed it up, made it a venue for having events and stuff. But there is definitely some deep Bensalem history in this place. You may remember probably the last time I was here doing a video, we went into the woods and I found that crypt, that old crypt. It belonged to people, I believe, that lived here at one time, and they moved the bodies to a different location, coffins and all, obviously, and they did that just for their own safety, so that people didn't mess with it or try to loot. You know, because people get buried, especially back then, people would get buried with all their stuff. Well, not all their stuff, but their jewelry and stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff they would normally wear. There you go. Penryn Mansion. And I guess this is what the fence is for. So when it's closed and people come to the river access, this is what they see. So whenever they're having an event in here, they close it off so that people don't come in and disturb those at the event. And then the people at the event also have an undisturbed view of the river without somebody being there fishing and stuff. So there's the answer to that. All right, so we're here at the access. I had to wait a little while because there was actually somebody using this, which you don't see anymore, and you can see why. I mean, this thing is, there's trees and branches all over the place. The concrete has broken in various places, and people generally don't use this, but somebody was putting a wave runner in there and curious how they're going to get it out. But yeah, so you would just come in here, you drive and back your stuff up here, put it into the water, and then park and then go about your way. But it's not you. I mean, this is, look at this. I appreciate it more from the other side here. You can see how much it's like uneven, and it's like that all the way through from this point. But so I had to wait for them to finish up, and while I was doing that, I was talking to two of the nicest guys, and we had a nice long conversation about a lot of things. But this is the river access, so with that, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again for watching. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. When you do that, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be sure to be notified as soon as I upload new videos. As I mentioned last week, they are coming about one a week. There are going to be some times where I'll do more than one a week, especially coming up as the cooler weather starts. And in my off season at work, I'll have more time, so I'll probably do 2 or 3. Don't hold me to that though, because I may be going away with the girlfriend and stuff like that. But I'm still going to try. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you could do me a favor, hit that thumbs up right below the video, and that all helps me greatly with the YouTube algorithm. I mentioned that I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I think I'm up to 865 right now. I just got one today. So it's building, slowly, but it's building. So if you know anybody that enjoys videos of nature and historical things, pass along my channel to them and encourage them to subscribe. I'm trying to stand on the rocks so that I get a better view out here. Kind of dangerous, but that's all right. It's what I do for you guys. So yeah, I guess that wraps everything up. I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.